Hello, everybody, and welcome back to me watching season 1 of Game of Thrones. This episode is going to be me watching episode 4. In episode 3, I had taken some notes initially after I watched the episode, and then notes a few days after I watched the episode. And if you watched my last video, I did like a 20-minute tangent on my more recent notes. Which I didn't even mean to talk for 20 minutes straight, but I just had a lot to say. Um, and I also posted my notes on Patreon. So if you're ever interested in like kind of what my thought process is, I post my notes on Patreon as well after each episode and before each new episode comes out on my YouTube. So you'll kind of get like early access not only to full uncut reacts of the episode before I release it, but then also my notes as well. So that's kind of a fun thing that's on there. But the last thing we left off on from last episode was that I'm kind of on the fence about whether Lord Tyrion actually lends the dagger to a hitman to kill Bran. I think in a lot of ways wants to protect his family and kind of feels this like innate responsibility to cleaning up their messes. Yet I also can't see him doing that and being sloppy. I know everybody was so upset with me being upset at Sansa, and I understand why Sansa now had to do and say what she did to stand by the annoying little lordling's side, but I didn't want to understand, but now I do. I touched on the Maester of King's Landing, or of the King, is kind of old, and the oldness of the Maester, I feel like kind of symbolizes the condition the court is in. And then I don't know whether or not I trust Peter Littlefinger. He seems a little too obsessive with Kat and then a little too angry with Ned, which I'm not saying it's right or wrong to not be angry at Ned. Obviously, Ned had an affair on the woman that Peter Littlefinger seems to love so well, and in Peter's mind, he's probably like, I would have never done that to Kat. And I believe that Peter would have never done that to Kat. So I think Peter holds a really big grudge and kind of is in the position of like, I wish I was Ned. And he seems like he would be willing to do anything to get Kat back, or not even back, but just to get Kat for himself. That's really all that I touched on. There was a few other notes, but about like Daenerys and Viserys, the wall, but I felt like episode 3 was kind of a bridging episode to episode 4. I'm definitely expecting episode 4 to pack a punch, shall I say. I don't know if I'm ready for whatever is in episode 4. Not that I know, but just based on how chill episode 3 was, I don't know, I just kind of feel like something is brewing. So, as far as what will happen in this coming episode, I wrote a few things down previously before I wrote my more recent episode 3 notes. There's a obvious role change between Daenerys and her brother. She's queen, and he is a wannabe king. I do think Jon Snow will aid in building a successful army. I don't think they're going to be the greatest army ever. I think it's going to take a lot of Tyrion helping send some people to man the wall that will be a little more experienced, that will maybe help like kind of elevate the level of experience they have as night watchers. I do think Bran will eventually regain his memory, but I think that's just like long in the episode. Like I have a feeling that, you know, like an end of season cliffhanger, they cut to Bran and he's like, I remember the Lannisters, they pushed me out the window, and everybody's like, you know, like like whoa, and then you don't find out until next season, probably back in 2011, what happens until the next season. So, and then, but I wrote, whenever Bran regains his memory, I feel like it's not going to matter when he regains it, because by then either the king will be dead, his mother can't back him up, and he'll have no protection like from the Lannisters. Like they have like their grip on him essentially if they wanted to. And then I also think a random little throw in for me, like a little, I don't want to call it an Easter egg, like a random side quest, shall I say, for Arya. I think Arya is going to accidentally kill the king and Cersei's son. I don't know why. I just feel like he's going to try to get revenge on her, and she's going to be like messing around with Needle, or she's going to be playing with Needle by herself, practicing her like water moves, and the little lord's going to walk up on her and be like, "Oh, you want a part 2?" And Arya's like, "Yeah, I do." And then she's going to accidentally kill him straight through the heart. Ooh, no, straight through this, I think through right here, the spleen. Or what is this right here? I think she's going to kill him there. Yeah. Something squishy. Anyways, that's my thought. That was such a random throw in, but that's what I think is going to happen, at least in the next few episodes, whether or not that's episode 4. I'm not really thinking that soon in the future. I'm kind of thinking a little more down the line. But let's get into episode 4, see what we're getting ourselves into, see what I'm getting myself into, and let's get into it. Brian. Oh, I thought he was going to try to shoot the crow. It's leading him somewhere. Does it have a third eye? Oh, it does.
Little Lord's been dreaming again.
We have visitors.
I don't want to see anyone.
Well, you don't have a choice. Rob's waiting. Winterfell.
I'll be interested to see how they
I do
like
what he says,
carry him
and you do
around
what
or
I say.
get him around.
Hold on.
Hold on. I must say I received a slightly warmer welcome on my last visit.
I'm Lord of Winterfell while my father is away.
And you might learn a lord's courtesy. Hello, Bran.
Poor Bran.
Do you remember anything about what happened?
He has no memory of that day.
Curious. You like to ride, Bran?
Yes. Well, I mean, I did like to.
The boy has lost the use of his legs.
Hear it. I have a gift for you. Give that to your saddler. He'll provide the rest. You must shape the horse to the rider. Start with a yearling and teach it to respond to the reins and to the boy's voice.
Is this some kind of trick? Why do you want to help him?
I have a tender spot in my heart for cripples, bastards, and broken things.
Name of the.
You've done
name
my
of
brother a
episode.
kindness. The hospitality of Winterfell is yours.
Spare me your false courtesies, Lord Stark. There's a brothel outside your walls. There I'll find a bed, and both of us can sleep easier.
I'm in these brothels. He's obsessed.
Couldn't resist some northern arse. If you like redheads, ask for Roz.
What happened here? Where is Lady Stark? Why didn't she receive me?
I guess she's on the way back from
Your loyalty to your captors
King's
is
Landing.
touching. Tell me, how do you think Balin Greyjoy would feel if he could see his only surviving son has turned lackey? I still remember seeing my father's fleet burn in Lannisport. I believe your uncles were responsible. Yes, great victory for your people. Shame how it all turned out.
We were outnumbered 10 to 1.
A stupid rebellion, then. Suppose your father realized that when your brothers died in battle. Now here you are, your enemy's squire. Anyway,
I don't
don't
even.
despair.
Have we met this
I'm a
guy
constant
before?
disappointment to my own father, and I've learned to live with it.
Such a love-hate relationship with Tyrion. He's so smart, which is like why he's admirable, you know. But then also such an asshat. He's just a smart ass, really.
Left foot forward. Good. Now pivot as you deliver the stroke, with all your weight behind it. What in seven hells is that?
I'm getting new people.
name.
Samwell Tarley.
Well, you couldn't be any worse than you look. Right. See what he can do.
No, this guy has a look in his eyes. Oh.
I yield. Please,
I
On your
thought
feet. Pick up your sword.
he said, I yield. Don't keep hitting him.
He yielded. 3 of you ought to be sufficient to make Lady Piggy squeal. Go clean the armory. That's all you're good for.
What's this guy's deal?
Well fought. Did he hurt you?
I've had worse.
Oh, I like this guy.
You can call me Sam, if you want.
Sam, we love you.
My mother calls me
It's
Sam.
not gonna get any easier, you know. You're gonna have to defend yourself.
I'm a coward. My father always says so.
The war's no place for
Well,
cowards.
you're right. I'm sorry. I just wanted to thank you.
Sam! I love you. I don't know, Jon Snow's reaction was kind of interesting towards Sam, though, so... Like, he didn't really understand why he was thanking him, actually. But maybe compassion is just that rare. What are they riding at?
Rag, city of the horse lords.
Mud and shit and twigs. Best these savages can do.
These are my people now.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't call them savages.
I'll call them what I
There you
like
go,
because they're
Daenerys.
my people. This is my army. Khal Drogo's marching the wrong way with my army.
You don't even have a title yet, dude. You don't even have the army yet. You don't even have the respect yet.
If my brother was given an army of Dothraki, could you conquer the Seven Kingdoms?
The Dothraki have never crossed the narrow sea.
If they did,
King Robert is fool enough to meet them in open battle. But the men advising him are different. I fought beside them once. Now Ned Stark wants my head.
you sold slaves.
I'd no money and an expensive wife.
Ooh, I hope she gets information
Your
out of him
Grace,
Yes, my dear.
They call you the last dragon.
They do.
You
and
have
uses it to
dragon's blood
siphon it to
in your
Daenerys.
veins. What happened to the dragons? I was told that brave men killed them all.
The brave men didn't kill dragons. The brave men rode them from Valyria to build the greatest civilization this world has ever seen. The breath of the greatest dragon fought the Iron Throne. Thousands of them.
I have always wanted to see a dragon.
Why dragons?
They can fly, and they can kill anyone or anything that tries to hurt them. It's burned away to nothing. Melted.
Do Targaryens feel like the same level of
Yes.
heat and
Seeing a
pain? Can they
dragon would
withstand
make me
fire?
Very happy.
Well, after 15 years in a pleasure house, I imagine just seeing the sky makes you happy.
I've seen a man from Ashai with a dagger of real dragon glass. And I've seen a pirate who wore his weight in gold.
Pirate ship.
A dragon.
No, last one died many years before I was born. I'll tell you what I have seen.
Why does he have a scar
Their
across his
skulls.
nipple?
They used to decorate the throne room in the Red Keep. When I was very young, just 3 or 4, my father used to walk me down the roads, and I'd recite their names for him. The ones closest to the door were the last ones they were able to hatch, and they were all stunted and wrong.
What happened to the skulls?
What did I buy you for? To make me sad?
To, teach your sister.
To teach my sister how to be a better lover? Oh, you pretty little idiot.
I thought she was about to get some information out
Well, go
of
on then,
him.
get on with it.
Someday, your husband will sit there. You will sit by his
I mean,
side.
technically she was doing her job.
One day, before too long, you will present your son to the court. All the lords of Westeros will gather here to see the little prince.
What if I have a girl?
If you only had girls, I suppose the throne would pass to Prince Joffrey's little brother.
And everyone would hate me.
Yes.
Nobody could ever hate you.
Lies.
Joffrey does.
Who built the Iron Throne?
Aegon the Conqueror.
And who built the Red Keep?
Maegor the Cruel.
And how many years did it take to build
My
the Red
grandfather and uncle were murdered here, weren't they?
They were killed on the orders of King Aerys.
Why were they killed?
You should speak to your father about these matters.
It's the Hands tournament that's causing all this trouble, my lord. The city is packed with people and more flooding in every day. I need more men.
You'll get 50. Lord Baelish will see it paid for. You found money for a champion's purse. You can find money to keep the peace.
Fair point.
I'll also give you 20 of my household guard until the crowds have left. The sooner this is over, the better. I'm sure the Tuanny puts coins in many a pocket.
So the tourney is today, and
there's
it's
nothing
happening
else, my
anyways?
lords.
That was sarcastic.
I've been hoping to talk to you about John Arryn.
His death was a great sadness to all of us. I saw him in my chambers just the night before he passed.
What did John want the night before he died?
Oh, he came inquiring after a book, a ponderous tome.
I'd like to read it.
The lineages and history of the great houses of the Seven Kingdoms.
He was
With
onto something.
descriptions.
Did John Arryn tell you what he wanted with it? Did he say anything to you during his final hours?
Nothing of import, my lord. There was one phrase he kept repeating. The seed is strong, I think it was.
I'm surprised this guy remembers anything.
He died of a natural illness.
Well, what else could it be?
Poison?
Poison.
Disturbing thought. The hand was loved by all. What sort of man would dare?
I've heard it said that poison is a woman's weapon.
Ooh.
Yes.
Thank you.
That seems like that book is really heavy. A not for nothing conversation, so. All right, we're back to Arya. Or honing her skills, shall I say.
It's a hard fall down these steps.
Sirio says every hurt is a lesson. Tomorrow, I'm going to be chasing cats.
Cats?
They're as quiet as shadows and as light as feathers. Now that Bran's awake, will he come live with us? He wanted to be Knight of the King's Guard.
Maybe Arya can be it in his honor.
He could be Lord of a Holdfast.
Can I be Lord of a Holdfast?
You will marry a High Lord and rule this castle. And your sons shall be knights and princes and lords.
No,
I was about to say, that does not seem like her.
that's not me.
I get you, Arya. She's gonna defeat the Huns. Sam!
Sir Alistair said I'm to be your new watch partner. I don't see all that well.
Sam.
Come stand by the fire.
Also scared of heights, alright.
You can't fight, you can't see. You're afraid of heights and almost everything else, probably. What are you doing here, Sam?
On the morning of my 18th name day, my father came to me. You're almost a man now, he said, but you're not worthy of my land and title. Tomorrow, you're going to take the Black, forsake all claim to your inheritance and start north. If you do not, then we'll have a hunt, and somewhere in these woods your horse will stumble, and you'll be thrown from your saddle to die.
What a horrible father.
Also, I'll tell your mother, nothing would please me more.
We're gonna whip Sam into shape.
I'm not going to get any better, you know.
It can't get any worse.
I'm not ready for the day Sam dies.
I hear you're reading a boring book.
Pycelle talks too much.
Do you know Sir Hugh of the Vale? Until recently, he was only a squire. John Arryn's squire. He was knighted almost immediately after his master's untimely death.
Why are you telling me this?
I promised Cat that I'd help you.
Where is Sir Hugh? I'll speak to him.
A singularly bad idea. Do you see that boy there? One of Varys's little birds. The spider has taken a great interest in your comings and goings. That one belongs to the Queen. And do you see that scepter pretending to read her book?
So these are all people who are like
She's one of
whisperers of the what they see. That would make sense because we do see Bran dream about the crow with 3 eyes, and the crows are the senders of messengers. And I don't know, the third eye, is it unlocked to you? Or a third eye could just be like this crow literally sees everything. So I was wondering who all these eyes were and like what all the little birds were.
Get a message to this paragon of yours, discreetly. Send him to question Sir Hugh. After that, you might want him to visit a certain armorer in the city. He lives in a large house at the top of the Street of Steel. I have my observers, as I said, and it's possible that they saw Lord Arryn visit this armorer several times in the weeks before his death.
But Baelish, perhaps I was wrong to distrust you.
Distrusting me was the wisest thing you've done since you climbed off your horse.
Sir Hugh!
As you can see, I'm busy.
I'm here on behalf of Lord Eddard Stark. Not tonight.
I see. Well, it just so happens that I am.
He said he'd be glad to talk to the hand himself.
The former hand did call on me, my lord, several times. Came to see the boy.
I'd like to see him as well.
Gendry! Here he is. Strong for his age. Works hard.
You said for his age, but that guy looks like 30.
When Lord Arryn came to visit you, what would you talk about?
Just ask me questions is all, my lord.
What kind of questions?
About my work, first. If I was being treated well.
I liked it here. Then he started asking me about my mother.
Your mother?
Who she was, what she looked like. She died when I was little. She had yellow hair.
Look at me. Get back to work, lad.
Find anything?
King Robert's bastard son.
Oh, I'm dumb. I forgot about that conversation between them.
This is for the king, from Lord Stark.
Aaron knew too much, I
How
guess.
many do you think are in there with him?
Wait, so are we suspecting now that the king had John Aaron killed because the eyes around found out that Aaron was questioning that boy and therefore possibly found the king's bastard son and he didn't want it getting back to Circe? Curious, I don't know.
He likes to do this when I'm on duty. Makes me listen as he insults my sister.
Forgive me, my lord.
Why do I have to forgive you? Have you wronged me?
We've met before, you know.
Have we? Strange, I've forgotten.
The Siege of Pike. We fought side by side one afternoon.
That was a proper battle.
I bet you smell a blackberry jam. Let me see the Come here.
My goodness. Robert.
Can I leave this with you? The message from Lord Stark.
I don't serve Lord Stark.
Okay, Jamie.
Sam's no different from the rest of us.
I was about to say, if they would have realized.
There's no place for him in the world, so he's come here. We're not going to hurt him in the training yard anymore. Never again, no matter what Thorne says.
But if Thorne puts me up against Lady Piggy, I'm gonna slice me off a side of bacon.
Oh, you're getting killed. Shut up. You're getting battered. Here we go.
No one touches Sam.
If that's not a message, then I don't know what is.
What are you waiting for?
I will say, I mean, Sam just needs to practice in general, but...
Attack him! You, get in there.
You think this is funny to you?
A little.
When you're out there, beyond the wall with the sun going down, you want a man at your back? Or a snivelling boy?
Oh, my girl! Ooh, Viserys.
You send this whore to give me commands.
Take her and leave us.
Yes, Khaleesi.
How many times do I have to tell you? You do not command me.
I wasn't commanding you.
You do not talk back to me.
Oh, try putting your hands on her.
You are a horse lord slut.
Oh, my.
And now you've woken the dragon.
I am a Khaleesi of the Dothraki. I am the wife of the great Khal, and I carry his son inside me. The next time you raise a hand to me will be the last time you have hands.
Ooh, they do threaten to take hands in this show. I don't know if he knew she was pregnant. Not that it should matter, but...
I know for a fact that some of the officers go to that brothel in Molestown. I wouldn't doubt it. Well, don't you think it's a little bit unfair? Making us take our vows while they sneak off for a little sally on the side.
Sally on the side?
It's silly, isn't it? What? We can't defend the wall unless we celebrate. I've never been with one.
Sam, you would melt hearts.
You probably had hundreds. No. As a matter of fact, the same as you. I was alone in a room with a naked girl. And why is my surname Snow?
No, no one wants to be with a Snow.
Because you're a bastard from the north. So I sat there as Rose took off her clothes. But I couldn't do it. Because all I could think was, what if I got her pregnant? She had a child.
Oh, I thought she wouldn't want to sleep
Another
with
bastard
him.
named Snow. It's not a good life for a child. So, you didn't know where to put it?
Enjoying yourselves?
It's the only joy these kids get.
Tis a bit nippy.
You boys even remember the last winter? I spent 6 months out there, beyond the wall. Supposed to be a 2-week mission. We heard a rumor Mance Rayder was planning to attack Eastwatch. The Wildings who fight for Mance Rayder are hard men. They knew there was a storm coming in. You don't know cold.
Kind of the same conversation that Bran gets from his nan when she says you don't know fear. And then she tells like this story of how winter is coming, and kind of a parallel to this conversation as well.
Eating the horses was easy. Soft, fat boys like you. We'd have lasted a fortnight on you.
I'm not surprised they ate each
We'll
other.
have new recruits.
They're like the Donner
You lot will be
Party.
passed along. Your boys still. And come the winter, you will die.
I hit the dragon.
Your brother Rhaegar was the last dragon. Viserys is less than the shadow of a snake.
He is still the true king.
Do you want to see your brother sitting on the Iron Throne?
No.
No, 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 no.
The common people are waiting for him.
Common people pray for rain, health, and a summer that never ends. Don't care what games the High Lords play.
What do you pray for, Ser Jorah?
Home.
I pray for home, too. My brother will never take us home.
Smart girl.
Lovers quarrel. I've known your mother a long, long time.
Why do they call you Littlefinger? Arya?
When I was a child, I was very small. And I come from a little spit of land called the Fingers, so you see, it's an exceedingly
I know
clever
where the fingers
nickname.
are now.
I've been sitting here for days!
Gods, who's that?
They call him the Mountain.
He's huge.
The Hound's older brother. Sir Hugh of the Vale. He was John Arryn's squire. Look how far he's come.
The mountain guy's terrifying. I don't know. I don't want to watch this. I'm scared. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared. Holy shit. And that was the guy that Ned needed to talk to. Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Has anyone ever told you the story of the Mountain and the Hound? Lovely little tale of brotherly love. The Hound was just a pup. One evening, Gregor found his little brother playing with a toy by the fire. He just grabbed his brother by the scruff of his neck and shoved his face into the burning coals. Held him there while the boy screamed, while his face melted.
Oh, I feel bad for the Hound, honestly.
I won't tell anyone, I promise.
No, please don't. If the Hound so much as heard you mention it, I'm afraid all the knights in King's Landing would not be able to save you.
Why would you tell her that story then? I don't think the Hound would hurt her. I don't. Wow, that was crazy. What are they gonna do now? Ned was looking to talk to Hugh, and now Hugh just straight up gets killed, which makes me wonder if the Hound... I mean, they're right. There are eyes everywhere. Someone knew that they needed to that Ned wanted to talk to Hugh and needed information out of him, and conveniently, no more talkie. So...
Her Grace, the Queen.
You're missing your tournament.
He didn't even want it.
I thought we might put what happened on the King's Road behind us, and forcing you to kill the beast was extreme.
What is it?
Though sometimes we go to extremes where our children are concerned.
What are you doing here?
I might ask the same of you.
The king called on me to serve him and the realm.
He'll do what he wants, which is all he's ever done. You'll try your best to pick up the pieces.
He is picking
You're
up
just
pieces.
a soldier, aren't you? You take your orders and you carry on.
I've said that about Ned.
Your older brother was trained to lead and you were trained to follow.
I was also trained to kill my enemies, Your Grace.
As was I.
See, she freaking knows. She knows. She asked the Meister.
And to you.
I'm sorry, my lord. We'll fill up every room.
My men can sleep in the stable. As for myself...
You can have my room.
Ah, there's a clever man. Lady Stark. What an unexpected pleasure.
Lady Stark.
was still Catelyn Tully the last time I stayed here.
Lord Walder as well, my lady.
She knows
He's
everyone.
asked your father for the honor of his presence on his 90th name day. He plans to take another wife.
At 90. Okay.
This man came into my house as a guest, and there conspired to murder my son.
Oh,
A
Cat.
boy of 10.
He's about
In the
it.
name of King Robert and the good lords you serve, I call upon you to seize him to await the king's justice.
They're about it too, okay. Wow, Cat. Makes me wonder if Cat knew he was going to be there. The Lannisters may know something, but Miss Stark may know something as well. I'm just kidding. I don't actually know if she knew or not, or whether it was a coincidence, or kind of seemed like she was waiting, but it's waiting for something. It's not like she was eating or drinking or being merry. So, I'm gonna take a few minutes to write some notes. And when I come back, we will discuss and review what stuck out to me in this episode, and then what I think will happen next. Okay, so I am back. I've taken some notes. I only took like 3 pages of notes. This is where it starts. And then I have these 2 pages. At first I was getting something a little confused. I accidentally wrote down that Hugh was the king's son, and for whatever reason, I was just like in my brain, I was like, why am I writing that? Why did I do that? So some of my notes got a little messed up, but some things that stood out to me in the show were that Sam and John relationship edition. I think there has to be a reason that Sam was introduced. I'm not sure like what that reason is yet, other than like a little bit of a comedic relief character, or just like giving John a friend finally. But I don't know, I'm kind of worried about Sam's introduction. I don't want them to get very close and then him die, but I have a feeling that may happen. Obviously Sir Hugh gets killed by the Mountain, which we find out the Mountain is the Hound's brother. And the Mountain wasn't even very nice to the Hound, so that was something. We found out that Jon Arryn would visit the king's bastard son before his death. Could it be that Cersei gets Hugh killed because Hugh was Jon Arryn's squire who quickly gets knighted after Jon Arryn's death? So I don't know. I don't know who would call for Hugh to get killed. It's possible the Hound told his brother and like relayed some information, was like, hey, this guy could potentially reveal some information that we don't want to get out. But then it also seems like Sir Hugh's not very great either, because all of a sudden Sir Hugh just gets knighted and kind of comes into wealth after Jon Arryn's death. So I don't really know what's going on there, though I do know somebody told the Mountain to kill Sir Hugh, because what I learned in A Knight of Seven Kingdoms is I asked you guys, I said, when they're in a joust, are they meant to kill each other? And you guys said, no, they're not meant to kill each other. They're simply supposed to knock the other person like off the horse and then get points or whatever. So they're not supposed to die. So the Mountain did that on purpose. And I just said that the timing is awfully convenient, considering Ned was trying to get information out of Sir Hugh sooner rather than later. We find out that it's potential that Cersei poisoned Jon Arryn. Not really a big surprise there. Cersei could possibly have Arryn killed due to the info that he was like slowly uncovering. I think that's a pretty sensible reasoning. Obviously, the Maester is telling us that Jon Arryn goes and looks for a book. He's been talking to the bastard son. I think Arryn was potentially uncovering. You know what? I don't know what Arryn was trying to uncover. I don't think I know enough yet to really like consider what he was uncovering, but something I did write down is that if Cersei knows about this outlier child, could this not affect Joffrey's like heirship or lineage to the throne if there is like somebody else out there that's older as well and still alive, and if it gets revealed that this kid is, out there and something happens to the king. I think something's going to happen to the king. I think that's pretty much a given. Um, just because we have all of these, we have Jamie Lannister coming after him, kind of in the woods, not in literal woods, but like he's just kind of like maybe I should say like kind of snaking in the grass. Viserys, and then just kind of like this new introduction of a character that is not John, Robert's bastard son. It's like, okay, why bring up like three contingent points that would potentially lead to the death of the king, or the king would need to die in order for these people to be in such position? So I do wonder about that. I would think it would reflect a bit poorly on Cersei, and like I said, would get in the way of Joffrey being the heir to the throne if this kid that was working at the blacksmiths was revealed as the king's son. Um, I did wonder, what information did Sir Hugh really die with, though? Like, I don't know if we'll ever know. He's dead now. Um, could he be involved with the death of Jon Arryn? He gets knighted right after Jon Arryn's death, and then also comes into all of this wealth. Lannisters pay him off. Lannisters give him money. Got him to kill his own knight. Find somebody to knight him. And then I don't know. I don't know. It made me question, though, what is Peter Baelish really leading Ned to seek out? Because Peter Littlefinger clearly knows a lot of stuff. He has a lot of eyes everywhere. He could misdirect and lead Ned or anybody kind of wherever he wants. And so I question what Peter's really like leading Ned to truly find out. And he has the ability to misdirect people as well. Or Peter can also use it to his advantage. I mean, Peter seems to know a lot, so he makes it seem like he doesn't know a lot, but he clearly does. We see that Daenerys hits Viserys, and I thought it was so funny how offended Viserys looked after it. This man who this man who treats everybody so poorly, the audacity for him to look so weak and offended after getting hit, after he attacks his own sister. Like, what is she going to do? Not defend herself? Sir, that is your queen now. Well, that's somebody's queen, so. But I'm glad she is stepping into her true power. She stood up for herself. She says, I am the wife of the Dothraki, or I'm the wife of Drogo, essentially, and I'm carrying his son. I'm carrying his heir. Like, how dare you even lay hands on me? I did have a question that I wrote down. So they talk a lot about how Viserys is seen and viewed as the last dragon. Why is Daenerys not viewed as the last dragon? Because she's a Targaryen. Wouldn't she also be of dragon likeness? Like, I don't know why there's this obsession with Viserys. I understand why Viserys would be considered the true king because of Aerys Targaryen's death, and then a non-Targaryen takes the throne. Obviously, I'm sure they want it to be like a Targaryen to Targaryen, throne. But I just don't understand why Viserys is seen as a dragon or as the dragon and Daenerys is not. I don't think Viserys is going to get his army, and I do think he's going to die by his own ego. Meaning he just treats everybody so poorly, and like whether the death is not so much of a physical death, but more like he just gets put in his place and essentially becomes like a nobody and nothing. He kind of is a nobody already. Really, like everybody just kind of rolls their eyes in his direction, but he'll really be a nobody, like to the point where nobody even has to listen to him. They just kind of brush him off, or he could actually die. We see that Bran has a dream. The show opens up with Bran having. I should have started with this. Bran has a dream about a crow, and we like see that the crow has a third eye. I noticed that. Oh, this is why I wrote it in later, because I noticed that Peter Littlefinger or Baelish has a bird. He's like wearing a bird charm around his neck, and I was like, to me it looked like a different bird. It looked like a pigeon or something, but then I was like, well, it could be a crow. I mean, obviously this entire episode was kind of about where are the eyes and like all of the information that gets fed to the nobility and from like the lower people, and all of the like webs that can get spun, and how people know things before the thing even happens. So I don't know. Peter definitely knows a lot. He mentions he has a lot of eyes everywhere. So I just questioned, I said, what does Peter really know? And as I said before, he can misdirect anyone he wishes to. So there could be a little thread there. So I wrote down that Arya is still training, and she tells her dad that the future he has laid out for her, or at least is idealized for her, is not her, and that's not what she doesn't want to get married and have little sons. You know, she wants to be potentially a knight. I don't know. I don't know what she really wants to be. I think Arya will become whatever it is that she wants to become. But she wonders why she can't have, I forget what Ned said exactly, but she wonders why she can't be that or can't have that. So, yeah, that's all I really wrote down. I know that was 3 pages of notes, but I feel like I didn't really say much of importance as far as like what I think will happen in the next episode, at least. I do wonder about Bran's dream, because I think it's possible that Bran could have dreams that like manifest into reality, or obviously they were like warning him about something somewhere. And the crow was leading him into a room. I I thought at first, I was like, is that the room that Ned's sister, the king's first love, was buried in? But I thought back and I was like, oh well, I don't really remember like where they went to go there. It's possible though. I do think the crow is leading him somewhere before he wakes up and we end up like not getting to see the rest of it. And if I think of anything else, I guess I can just record something extra. But as of now, those are my only notes for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me watch episode 4. It's going to be a little hectic because I'm going to Japan. So I'm going to try my best to pre-record everything and then try to get everything edited and pre-uploaded so you guys will have everything to watch. If not, the reacts will at least be on my Patreon. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, hopefully by Saturday, and we shall see what happens next. All right, everybody. Bye.